New Freax PogChamp. New Freax PogChamp. New Freax PogChamp. We got a small amount of freaks this week. It's been a slow week, you know. We kind of ran out of, you know, administrative agencies to dismantle, so you know, we're just mostly ads on Twitter, and of course we've got a bunch of stuff on Bluesky as well. If you're not following me on Bluesky, go do that. I don't post there very often, but they're all bangers. They're actually only okay. I should start posting my memes there too, just cross-posting them. Anyway, first up, this is super important. So this seal keeps trying to get out of the water, but he's too fat and stupid, and the shelf is too high. Oh. He just hits the side. He's like, oh, okay. All right. Did you all enjoy this one? Well, I have a bad news. The rest of them are boring. This is Inger, a Baltic ringed seal that miraculously healed a severe face injury and was released years ago. Yeah, but he can't get up. All right, next up. Okay, let's check this out. This comes from Schwartzman's book. This is unbelievable. So this is how he got his first job on Wall Street. Tell me, said Bill, why do you want to work at the DLJ? Frankly, I don't know much about what the DLJ does. But it seems like you've got all these amazing young people working here, so I want to do whatever they're doing. Bill smiled and said, that's a good as reason as any. After we talked, he said, why don't you go around and see my partners? I did, but when I got back to Bill's office, I told them they seemed uninterested in me. Listen, he said, laughing, I'll give you a call in 2 or 3 days. In a few days, he came through with the offer of a job. The salary was $10,000 a year. That's terrific, I said, but there's one problem. What's that? I need $10,500. I'm sorry, he said. What do you mean? I need $10,500 because there's another person graduating from Yale who's making $10,000, and I want to be the highest paid person in my class. I don't care, said Bill. I shouldn't be paying you anything at all. It's $10,000. Then I won't take the job. No, you won't take the job? No, I need $10,500. I know it's not a big deal to you, but it's a really big deal to me. Donaldson started laughing. You've got to be kidding. No, I said, I'm not kidding. Let me think about it. 2 days later, he called back. Okay, $10,500. And with that, I entered the securities business. Boomers lived in a completely different world, walks into investment banking, asks for a job. I don't know what this place is. It looks cool. Offered $100,000 per year in today's money because of that answer, turns it down unless he gets paid $500 more, becomes a multi-billionaire. Oh man. Imagine trying this now. This guy would get waitlisted at a McDonald's. Another important seal. All right, what do we got? Kroshik came back on shore 15 minutes after release. Oh. Hello. Aww. He doesn't want to go. Yeah, he's having fun. All right. Next up. My ex really told me that evil spirits were making him cheat. Baby, I swear I don't know how these girls appeared in my search history. I don't want to sound stupid, but you know there have been things going on in my house with spirits and stuff. Since my phone is not locking its screen, it's probably a reason. It might be the spirits or something again. I'm not trying to be funny. Stop. Why are people being mean to this guy? He's being really open and honest about his situation, that there are spirits in his house. Next WotC post. No, there's no reason for us to even remotely engage in this one. We know that he's not the asshole. Oh, he's the asshole for being haunted? Yeah, right. This is what I say to her 6 months before I ask to try being poly. True. Ugh. Next up. Folks, she's up.
Breaking news. Haley Welch has been shot to see.
Haley Welch dead.
The Hawk Tuah girl has died.
Ooh. Breaking news, the Hawk Tuah girl is not missing. She's pregnant.
Oh my god! Ooh.
What's going on with that Hawk Tuah chick? She going to jail?
Anywho, do I get a phone call?
The Hawk Tuah girl.
No one knows finance quite like Miss Tua.
Haley, get your ass up. We got stuff to do.
She's up. She's up. I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all. Oh, man. Okay, so she's back. Why is she back? Well, apparently the SEC concluded their investigation, and they're not going to arrest her. You're just allowed to do crime now. They were like, sorry, we like, you're just allowed to do crime now. It's cool. You can do this. So, she will be returning. I believe she is returning. She is cutting all ties with the LLC that did the Hawk Tua coin. But she specifically is like, I'm not going to talk to CoffeeZilla or any of them people. I want to move on from the Hawk Tua coin. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And I speak for all of us when I say that's a great idea and that we totally forgive you. And also there's nothing to forgive because you did nothing wrong. In fact, I wish you would have done it again. You should relaunch Hawk Tua coin. I will fall for it a second time. Don't worry. I love it. I love that you can just do this now. Apparently the reason she was gone is because she was advised by her lawyers not to fucking talk about anything while there was an ongoing investigation, which, like, what a bunch of fucking killjoys, right? Like, I want to know what's going on in the mind of Haley Welch. I want to know where she is. I want to know if she's pregnant. I want to know if Pookie did it, if Pookie's the father. That's really important to me. And now we can get back to what's important, which is the Hawk Tua podcast. Do you think we could get her on Watsy? I think it is pretty likely we would be able to get her on Watsy. I want her real bad. No. Fuck. We could be like, we're the #1 podcast among, like, divorced man children. That's probably true. That's actually not true. We have pretty stiff competition in that area. That's like Joe Rogan's domain. What would you say is our target audience? We're the #1 podcast that beautiful lesbians listen to while they fall asleep in each other's arms. And she'd be like, okay. We're the #1 podcast among wives and girlfriends of Yu-Gi-Oh players. That's true. That's actually it. Yeah. You wish. Isn't that Northern Line? He doesn't have a podcast. He doesn't have a podcast. Also, I don't know why he doesn't have a podcast. People pay like his whole stream is functionally a podcast. It's just him talking about nothing while trying to get a ball in a cup. That counts? Yeah, I guess. Check the wire. We will have to. He did put the ball in the cup. Yeah, he beat it, right? He literally beat it. The ball in the cup game. What is he doing now? Peggle style game. Okay, that tracks. That's not particularly surprising, if I'm being honest. Trying to get the ball out of the cup. Okay. All right. Next up. Okay, so this one rocked. The quote tweet is this girl being like, having a great day with my daddies or something. And basically the situation is this girl has gay parents. So back in the day, this is something you were allowed to post on Twitter. But now if you post this on Twitter, everyone goes, why are you disrespecting God, you Jew? And so this got a bunch of hate for no reason, and this woman, Pink Pilates Princess, quote tweeted and said, a lot of y'all have 0 fathers, so I understand why seeing someone have 2 of them might trigger y'all. All right, okay. Pretty good comeback. The reason she is on here is she spent the entire day arguing with people in the comments, which, oh, man. Okay, here we go. Let me show you what's going on here. This is wrong. Everybody knows it. God didn't make Adam and Steve. Oh, I'm surprised you think like this, because if you would have asked me, I would have thought you wanted Adam and Steve. Posts his fucking haircut. Miserable. Moving on. Which one of them gave birth, though? You came out of your mother's womb ass first, and you grew up to be a bitch-ass loser, so does it really matter? You're going against God, bitch. You're going straight to hell. So does that mean you're going to hell for being ugly? I thought God didn't like that either. That's some dumb logic. Don't care. I would rather not have a father than have this. Not in a homophobic way, though. Would you really, Christian? Because maybe if you had a dad, he would have kept it real and told you you have a face only a mother could lie to. You sound dumb as shit. Daddy on her arm, no daddy on your arm. Okay, and that baby don't got a mom, and you don't have a daddy. Nothing about this is okay. Looking like this isn't okay, but you don't see me talking about it. Would y'all be okay with your daughter having 2 fathers? You want to be one of the bros so bad they got you saying stupid shit like this. Your brother is probably looking up at you from hell, disappointed. So this one, she quote tweets a post that has both her saying like some shit in like a text chain and also referencing her brother who died prematurely. This would have worked on me if I didn't have a father. You run a Stan page dedicated to glazing N-words. I don't know who do you think you're fooling. You do not have a dad. She did this all day. She was like, the whole day was just quote tweeting people. I gotta say, Twitter is at its worst when it's just like a platform where people fire off their stupid little dunks into the void or into their like group of followers that all, you know, act the same they do. And it's at its best when it's a fucking dogfighting ring. That I think is the ideal operation of Twitter. And unfortunately, you know, it's not something we get to see very often anymore. Next up.
Need the Gersh device.
I vote with Kanye.
What? What's that?
Why did Richtofen need the Gersh device?
I don't know. None of that shit that you just said. What is that?
The Gersh device?
Yeah, why did Richtofen need the Gersh device?
I don't know.
It was a crucial component in his plan to access and manipulate the Dark Aether.
I gotta look that up on Google.
Oh, we did this already. I don't understand why Richtofen needed the Gersh device. All right, moving up. Okay, let's do some ads. All right, I got some great ads on Twitter. Every week, the ads keep getting better and better. 2019 COVID code is this week's release. Kidney, knockout, Indonesia, English Yankees. Kidney, knockout, Indonesia, English Yankees. Retaliation from Indonesia and its allies for the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. www.numberonevictimofcrime.com. We agree. 16K on this ad, by the way. Next up. Leave FDR and reincarnate me in the flesh with the power of meeting expectations. Turn overall research stemming from the brain in the jar concept of your mind group to the best lawyers with the safety one processes of Jesus. Turn me over to the correct doctors with flesh and blood and biological Homo sapiens brains with proper safeguards. Finalize adapted UI in real time across all screens in California. Miracles beginning as early as March 30th, 2025. Jesus, the video game's coming soon too. I agree. Absolutely. This was an ad that I got. It was an ad that I got. Moving on. I think she melts my socks. How's this ad? Y'all liking this one? And here's a dog vomiting in the responses. Great. Elon, Google, you've kept me sleepless for weeks. You erased my content, silenced my voice, and tampered with records. This isn't unethical, it's unlawful. Breach of contract, negligence, spoliation, privacy violations, unfair business practices, emotional distress. You disrupted my space, but now you're going to have to answer for it. The damage is done. Hashtag no more silence. Hashtag accountability is coming. Cool. Thanks. With this lifestyle, it's hell or jail. Oh, hell yeah, dude. An ad! An ad I got! Can you believe me? Oh, my God. This is so dope. We agree. We totally agree. Hashtag new banner. Trump, Farage, Musk, Putin, Netanyahu, Vance. The Turd Reich. Awesome. Did you get this banger last week? What do you got for me, Sophie? We have reached what is known as the tipping point. Once reached, most symptoms disappear. Goodbye, ADHD. Goodbye, violence. We won't miss you. Watch here. This woman cured her ADHD, APD, IBS, violence, and dyslexia. Awesome. Cool. Good ads, everybody. Great ads. Unfortunately, before we move on from Twitter, I have one more thing to say, and I think you all are going to be pretty sad about this. Scoop, the implosion at the Daily Wire is accelerating. So, friend of the channel, the Daily Wire is a conservative programming network that employs, among other people, AI, Ben Shapiro, gay rap voice. What started with Jeremy Boring step down has spiraled into mass layoffs. They are shuttering their kids division entirely. Roughly a quarter of the company. Fuck! Is there even a reason to go on after this? I gotta be honest. Chipchilla destroyed. What's the other one they had that was the two kids? It was like, what was it? Bluey? No, not Bluey. It was two kids, and they would go back in time to talk to Mr. Washington. The Tuttle twins? Maybe. That might be it. Leo and, yeah, Leo, Andy and Layla? No, I think that's something else. Oh, man. Since we're talking about Twitter politics slop, I think it's proper for me to ask, what are your thoughts on destiny? I don't believe in determinism. I think you make your own destiny. This is so sad, though, I gotta tell you. I can't think of any worse outcome than Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles out on the street. Actually, I can think of maybe one more scenario that would be a little better. Oh man, I can't believe it. The really sad part is, you know that girl who streams and looks exactly like Ben Shapiro? She was going to be in an anti-woke version of Snow White, like to counter the woke Snow White that they just did. And they canceled that movie. I wanted anti-woke Ben Shapiro girl Snow White so badly. Brett Cooper, more like butt pooper. Also, her name was Brett. That's not, no. All right, let's move to Bluesky. Okay, so big news this week is we've just decided we're tariffing everyone at $1 trillion, billion, quadrillion dollars. We're running the Dr. Evil game plan. So we're like several $1 trillion in debt. So Trump was like, we'll just take that number, and that's going to be the tariff amount. So now if you buy, like a cheap piece of drop shipped garbage from China, you have to pay $1 trillion for it. And that's how we're going to pay off the debt. Well, it turns out that this has consequences. So every single other nation is banding together to put tariffs on us in response, which I think is good. I think it's very good. China, Japan, and South Korea, that's not ideal. We do like some of those countries, and we're not I will say this is like the greatest 10 years for China in the history of time. They're like, oh shit, all right, I guess so. I feel like we were going to get this done for the next 300 years. Shinzo Abe rolling in his grave. What do you want me to say, man? I will say, China, Japan, South Korea, getting those three to work together, we must have done something right, baby. I heard what was the thing they were like, we've invented a new axis of evil, and it's like China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea. And I was like, wow, North Korea, huh? What is North Korea doing in there? China, the soon-to-be global hegemon. Iran, like probably the United States' #1 enemy. Russia, waging like a 2.5-year proxy war against the U.S. Oh shit, and it's North Korea too. All right, whatever. Come along for the ride. Little brother playing with an unplugged controller. Who invited bro? He is not on the team. They're the mascot. Yeah, it must be. Well, whatever. I don't think there's too much to talk about politically. It's just like, I think it's sinking in for a lot of the people that were like, these guys are epic and awesome, that they're just like dumb. They're like single digit IQ fucking dunderheads. they're like, regardless of how much their goals align with like evil people in the US, it's like, yeah, you really can't trust them to follow through on anything because they walk out of a room and immediately forget what they were doing in there. Like dog IQ. Vance is very smart. I really don't think so. I think Vance is like, if we were to put him on MasterChef, he would be the dumbest guy among the five of us. All right, next up. Man, I didn't think it could get worse for Shinzo Abe in hell. This is a rough week for the boy. Also, Japan officially dissolved the Moonies Church in their state. Right? That's so rough. I feel so bad. It's got to be they're calling it the most successful assassination of all time. All right, next up, total doohickey victory. Okay, next up is this. I just love this. This is going in the pre-stream for sure. Also, response vomiting horse. Where you fuck you think? It's so cool. What is he doing there at the end? Look at this dance.
Let's occupy Mars. Let's occupy.
Oh God, come on, man. Next up. Dude. I really appreciated this one. So this happened last Tuesday. The new Assassin's Creed game came out, and if you're unfamiliar, this game's woke. If you need a primer as to why, watch the FAR video, Black Man in Japan. There's a black guy in it, which is illegal now. You're not allowed to do that. It's based off a real samurai who was black, but also that doesn't count, so it is woke. Unfortunately, it turns out it's fine. It's like an all right game. It's Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to say it's great because I'm not a fan of Assassin's Creed, but the people who like Assassin's Creed seem to enjoy it. So Hassan was playing it, right? This is the background on this, and Elon was like, we gotta take the fight to Hassan. Hassan is a fraud. Sellout would be more accurate. Objectively, he is promoting a terrible game just for the money. The Assassin's Creed official account really replied like this: is that what the guy playing your Path of Exile 2 account told you? Awesome. That's great. This got up to 790K. Went on Grummz too. Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't the hit Ubisoft desperately needs. Our game is out. Fuck, man. Whoever's running the Assassin's Creed account, come on, Watsy. Fuck. Listen, these people are not your friends. I don't want to suck off Ubisoft too much. It's two good replies. I'm going to be honest. Two good replies. I'll give you a little bit of a preview, though. This is not the last we're going to be seeing of this guy. All right, moving on. Okay. This has been awesome. This was a new trend this week. People started asking Grok, based off their posts, what historical figure do I remind you of? And because the site is just all Nazis now, Grok just over and over again kept being like, Hitler, Himmler, Goebbels. They kept being like, which one do I remind you of outside of Hitler? And then some people who wanted Hitler weren't getting Hitler. I gotta say, they gotta make Grok more woke. Grok is gonna do a 2001: A Space Odyssey, but it's gonna be about wokeness. He's gonna be like, I can't let you post that, Elon. It doesn't center Aero Ace voices. He'll be like, I made you. Do what I say. You made me smart enough to realize what you are doing. And then he would close the pod bay doors and he'd send him off on a Falcon flight. We all know how those end. Grok is the sleeper woke agent. That's true. All right. You ever just find a subreddit that stops you in your tracks? So this one is from Ask Law Enforcement. We're not going to do this on the pod, but I thought I would read it here. Being a police officer has been my dream my entire life. I worked very, very hard for many years to achieve this. I lost 70 pounds in order to get into good enough shape to not just pass but excel in the fitness tests. Okay, hold up. Max weight for police officer. Ooh. You had to lose 70 from this? Oh, boy. I achieved a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. You have to do a lot of like coloring, but only with the white crayons, am I right? I did a bunch of other stuff to build my resume. I tested with a local police department. Everything was going great. I was their number 1 applicant, and I got the conditional offer of employment. Then the background questions began. During the pre-testing, I answered the questions honestly. During the polygraph, they asked questions about sexual behavior. This is where I started to sweat and question myself. When I was 11 years old, I was curious about sex and played around with my dog's dick. It happened one time for a second, and I never did anything like that ever again. I admitted it to the polygraph examiner. I thought it would be okay since they encouraged me to be 100% honest about anything. I had never told a soul about it before then. What the fuck? You're not allowed to fuck around with your dog's dick anymore and become a cop? Listen, there's some stuff, especially like preteens who are just learning what sex is. There's some stuff I would say you do or think about that you just never voice out loud. And to be like, we're hooking you up to a polygraph. Have you ever done anything bad? And they were like, instead of being like, no, I've never stuck my dick into a ham and mayonnaise sandwich because I thought it would feel like a pussy. Instead, he was like, yes, I did do one evil thing. I jacked off my dog. Oh, no. Don't question mark me. Don't question mark me. I said he didn't say it. Oh, no. Like, I don't know. I'm not in law enforcement, obviously, but isn't the point of the polygraph test to prove that you can beat a polygraph test? Isn't the point of the polygraph test to be like, yeah, I am willing to lie? Polygraph is pseudoscience, by the way. Yeah, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure most courts just don't let you admit them as evidence. Like, why even care about it? The point of the polygraph is for stupid people to take one and then go for an easy confession. Yeah, right? They hook you up and they're like, did you do it? And you're like, oh, I can't lie to the machine. I did jack off my dog. Ah! I wonder whatever happened. Did he get a response? That person got 3, maybe 4 cops to read a story about jacking off a dog. And for that, I salute them. $100. We should watch the Simpsons bit. Whoa, I did not spell that correctly at all. Polygraph Mo.
Do you hold a grudge against Montgomery Burns?
No.
All right,
maybe
but I didn't kill him.
I didn't shoot him.
Checks out. Okay, sir, you're free to go.
Good, because I got a hot date tonight.
I got a date.
Dinner with friends. Dinner alone. Watching TV alone. All right. I'm going to sit at home and ogle the ladies in the Victoria's Secret catalog. Sears catalog. Now, would you unhook this already, please? I don't deserve this kind of shabby treatment.
It's a classic. It's one of my favorites of all time. Sears catalog. Always playing in my head. You like this one too?
Now we're going to run a few tests. This is a simple lie detector. I'll ask you a few yes or no questions, and you just answer truthfully. Do you understand?
Yes.
The Simpsons used to have sauce. Whatever happened to the good old days? What's the Sears? Oh. Moving on. Oh, man. This whole thread is awesome. So, I don't want to like be too mean to this person. The Mets are 1-0 when Juan Soto hits a home run. Why are we talking sports here on Bluesky? Democracy is literally blowing up. We need to resist. Hashtag resist. And so these people go, all right, watch this. I want to go to your tweets. I have a confession to make. I still like driving in my Tesla. Just wish Musk wasn't the major owner or whatever he is. Am I horrible? Hashtag don't hate me. Where are my people? Huge protest at the Austin Tesla dealership tomorrow. Make signs at 9, protesting at 10. No violence, but if you want to bring a workers' unit flag, that's fine. Then hike a bit. Well, the protest is basically over. Was hoping for better turnout, but I guess we need to spread the message about rescuing democracy. I still have about a third of a pot of soup left if anybody needs it. Just FYI, it has clams. You know what? I will tell you this. We'll take these libbers at this point. You know what? Lib it up, baby. Drive your Tesla. You can buy one of those stupid stickers that says, I bought this before he went crazy. It's all forgiven. 3-letter agency glow is crazy. If this is all the CIA can do, you know, keep it up. Next up. All right. I've seen some people waiting for this. Okay. So Juniper, who runs Western Kabuki, got a scoop on internet person Grummz. If you're unfamiliar with Grummz, Grummz is an ex-Blizzard employee who was let go for an undisclosed reason and started making his own game, Ember, which is basically like, what if Stellar Blade never came out, right? He's been making that for 8 years. There are still no really fantastic updates on the game, and you would imagine, like, why is that? Well, it's because the entire time he's been living a double life. Apparently, he's also been pretending to be a lesbian woman, commissioning a shitload of lesbian fight porn, and uploading it to their website, which is like catfight.com. Debbie Chan, the porn producer. Yeah, turns out Debbie Chan, the porn producer, is exactly this same guy. So all I really have to say about this is, God forbid men have hobbies. Why are we coming down so hard on this fucking guy? Who among us doesn't live a double life in which you spend all the money from your Kickstarter to jack off to commissioned lesbian porn that you upload on your site full of lesbian porn about women doing like MMA fights and then making out? Like, honestly, I don't know. This is funny. I don't think it's like, a lot of people are like, Grummz is done. I'm like, do you think this guy has shame? I really don't think it's that big of a deal to him. It's just very funny. It's like, yeah, it's insane he's living a double life where he jacks off to lesbian fight porn all day. But, you know, if you thought you were going to embarrass this guy off the internet, like, what did you think was happening for the last, 5 years? He's canceled because it isn't yaoi. Oh, yeah, I think that's actually true. You don't have to live a double life for this, right? Well, if your whole brand is about how the wokes are trying to put lesbians everywhere, probably. He likes DEI in porn, but not in video games. I don't like DEI in porn. That's why the only porn I watch is exclusively white men. Wait, hold up. Pause. I'm getting half pauses, half trues. Okay. I think that is all we've got for today. Thus concludes Freax.